Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. I did that.
Hello, good evening and welcome.
Nice, so
you sound like
again.
Trevor McDonald.
Cheers, hello.
Cheers all.
Cheers, hello.
Oh my word.
Rack.
Hello.
Hello,
Jamie.
Rack,
Hi.
Jamie. Oh, week 17.
You're Patsy.
I am Patsy and you are the lovely Caf.
I'm
With
Caf.
an F.
With an F.
With
yes.
an F.
With an F, like Caf's Caf.
I love the F word.
Yeah,
it's an
me
F.
too.
It's an F sound, isn't it?
It is. It's
Or an
all
F letter.
Mm.
Oh gosh, we've brought to you today by the letter F.
We could do that. I loved that in Sesame Street.
I love
loved
that.
it. Okay.
They've moved to Netflix. I love Sesame Street. It's one of my
The
favourite
letter
things.
F.
I have Muppets pop up on my phone. It's
you?
one of my joyful daytime things.
Nice.
The Muppets pop up and they start doing a thing. They're my absolute favourite people.
Oh, I've got a
Fraggles.
story about the Muppets.
Have you?
My dad's first ever job as a 14-year-old sound engineer was the first ever 2 series of the Muppets. Jimmy
Whoa.
Henson, ATV, there you go.
That's epic. What's his name?
Robin Diaz.
Robin Diaz. So if you looked at
Robin.
the titles, you'd
Well,
be
he would be probably junior sound engineer.
Cool.
That's really cool.
beans.
That's
There
really
you
cool.
go.
Yeah.
I love
nice.
the Muppets so much. They're
So
my
do I.
favourite. I've got favourite characters.
Mm.
We will go off really off piece. We've got so much today.
We do.
But that could take us,
Waka.
that would take us down a real old rabbit hole, wouldn't it, the Muppets? And children's television of the 70s. Oh, I love it, I love it. How are you, girlfriend?
I'm good, yeah. Feeling a little kind of bleh, all over it today.
You're having a meh day.
I'm having a bit of a meh day, but you know, I've got my tea, I've got my
Got my tea,
my companion
got my
teapot here to keep
got
me
my
going.
friends.
Exactly.
Got my whatever.
Got my love, I got my So
I love
you know,
my life.
it's a good day. We're here on the poddy.
We
and,
are.
Yeah.
Our town has plenty. We should say that. A lot
it
of
sure
people
does.
come up in the street and they'll say, "Oh, our town has plenty." Or my friend Francesca says, "Oh, Hastings has plenty." I know it does, darling. Bless you.
That's nice.
Which is sweet.
I like that.
Hastings has plenty.
Yeah, week 17, my favourite number.
Week 17. Oh, there was a band like that, wasn't there?
What's that?
Yeah, Heaven 17.
Heaven 17, of
Well, I was
course.
thinking just 17.
Just 17. Oh, the
Love that as well.
magazine.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh no, see, that's another rabbit hole we could go
Yeah.
down.
I think we should.
Teenage magazines of the 70s.
Yeah,
it all
I've got-
happened in the 70s, didn't
A
it?
good friend who was doing a project about that, so we should talk about that at some point. Yeah,
I love that.
magazines.
All
and
the
stories
magazines
you
that were
used
so
to
good.
send in
Fab
and-
208. What was
Yeah,
the one with all
Agony
the words in it?
Smash Hits.
Smash Hits, that's it. That's what I
I'm
couldn't
amazed
Nothing
that
to do
you
with 17.
weeks ago.
you knew what you meant there.
Yeah.
That's,
I
I
know,
love
yeah, I know.
that
You
special
know
thing.
that.
It's impressive.
It's married life telepathy. That's
Yeah,
what happens.
yeah.
I just go, and Rack knows exactly what that means.
Yeah. My mum and dad did that
Spider.
in a party. where
No,
they-
no, that'll mean garnish. Or salt and pepper. give me the, yeah.
Or can I have that thing over there?
Yeah, give me that. Give me that
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
there.
can I have that over there?
I know.
It does, but it happens like in at distance as well, doesn't it? Like my parents were at a party and Mum was at one end of a big long table, Dad at the other. Dad goes, "Who's that guy?" And Mum's like, "Boom," and she knew, even though she wasn't even part of the conversation.
No.
And there was a lot. She was talking to someone else and all
Yeah.
that. She was like, "No," and he was like, "Yeah."
We're like squirrels, you know, where squirrels learn
Yeah.
about something. A squirrel somewhere in the world would know something, how to do something, and a squirrel in another part of the world would know exactly the same thing, even though it's a new thing. There's telepathy. We're very odd, aren't
Like
we?
restringing a harp or something, they'd be. Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
all
yeah.
squirrels play the harp, don't we? Come along, you've been to Speckled Wood. You've seen them, haven't you?
Funny you should say
Kensington
Speckled Wood.
Gardens, they're out there with their harps. We've got an albino that plays the harp beautifully.
Have we?
A concert harp, no less.
Oh,
Where did
gorgeous.
that go?
I love that. Yeah, I've never seen the albino squirrels in
Have you not?
Alexandra Park, but I'd like to.
There-
Just be
we've
quiet,
got-
I guess.
We've got one in Gensing as well.
Really?
Yeah, sneaks over.
It's even closer.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
we have
well
a
then.
neighbour, albino
There you go.
squirrel.
That's now a thing. Albino squirrel. It's like the new crazy frog.
It is. So all the weirdos of the world unite on this podcast. don't they?
Yeah, welcome.
We are welcome. Everybody's welcome. Talking about welcome, we got a lovely welcome. Oh my word! So it was my birthday weekend last weekend, and another year round the sun.
Happy birthday.
And I know I'm very happy. So we went. It was. Where do you want to go? And I said I want to go to the compound because Karen and Simon are just the best people ever. I love them so much. If you haven't been down there, you must go. It's like a playground, not just for kids but for adults. All the things you could do. They've got the best crafting table. It's just a big, really generous, welcoming table. And I look at that and I think the potential is endless for that.
Is it in a bus? Is the table in a bus, or the bus is
the
there?
table is in a big room.
Okay.
But the bus is also next to the big building.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. So if we're going to go historical on that, it used to be Skinner's Sheds. Now everyone goes, because they all know who Skinner's Sheds are.
Yeah.
On opposite Judge's postcards on Bexhill Road.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it was so good. It was one of those. I knew it was going to be a hectic weekend, so to pop in there and it was a pop in, and then it turned out to be 5.5 hours later.
More of a drop in, more of a stay in.
more a sleepover really. It was so much fun. So thank you, Simon and Carol. We will, or Karen and Simon. It's like Peter and Simon, isn't it? Flares. Do you remember Peter and Simon? Swing your pants.
No, that's Peter, Paul and Mary.
No, darling. No. No. Swing your pants is Peter and Simon, isn't it?
Oh, swing your pants.
Trevor and Simon.
No.
Okay.
Swing your pants. We knew we'd get there.
Trevor and Simon, they did the stonk as well.
They did. Yeah, they did the children's telly. Back to children's telly.
Yeah,
It always comes back to children's telly.
Kind of 90s. Yeah.
We're about 12, really. So anyway, back to the compound. Yeah. Desperately needed to go because I knew it was going to be a bit of a weekend. No alcohol drunk at all. The whole thing was done sober. My word, it was difficult, but it was fun.
I mean, on a day like those days.
Yeah.
It was so sunny this weekend as well. It was just like
it was. It was blisteringly sunny, except for Saturday morning. But anyway, you're not the weather woman, Patsy.
That's okay.
So we went for two things: to go and see Karen and Simon, and then we saw our friend Lynn, YA, the lovely Lynn.
YA.
But we went because the Dripping Pig have a drop in there currently. Ooh, we're back on food. Okay, so there's pictures up here of the food. Trust me, it was amazing. So you've got Anthony's the chef, and I think Jessica is his. If I say it's his wife, now I'm going to get into all sorts of trouble because they're probably not married. But she did say my husband makes a mean cheesecake, and then he started talking about something else. But he said yes, so I'm just making an assumption. Anyway, stop it. They started at the end of March, right, doing this wonderful barbecue. So he's a bit of a genius with meat. He smokes everything. He smokes meat, cheese. He even smokes, I think he smokes the beans, but oof.
I think once you've got a smoker, you've just got to smoke it all.
You've got to smoke everything.
And then you're like, right, I'm going to try a smoked chickpea, I'm going to try a smoke,
Well, it takes 32 hours to smoke this stuff and smoke and cook it, so which is reflected in the taste. I'm going to be the size of a house. I don't care because I can't, it's deep and it's rich and it's just amazing. And they have these things called moink balls. So a moink ball is meat with cheese stuffed in the middle, and then it's cooked, and then it's got barbecue sauce on it. Oh, it's just so good. Because we've got Jonathan Swain on in a bit, so we're going to be talking about food a lot in a minute. But my mouth is already watering in the memory of this. So you get a dish of nachos, a nest of nachos, and then the burger is put on top, and you can have brisket, which is outrageously melt in the mouth, and the pulled pork and the smoked turkey. Oh, it's so good. And then they have sweet corn, which is juicy and fresh and delicious. And again, we're going back to the beans, which had meat. The beans had meat in them, didn't they?
I don't know.
Not really much of a
I'm not
veggie or a vegan
I
option.
couldn't see any of that.
Doesn't sound like from the branding. Doesn't sound
No,
like it.
no, Dripping Pig. They weren't. They are
thing.
absolutely. They're unapologetically meat, and it's
Yeah.
very good at it. So there was this guy there called David. He said, I lived in the US for 11 years. 5 of those were in Texas. He said, and I know barbecue. He said, and this was truly fantastic. And he said, especially the beans. The beans were outrageous, but they were just part of it. But the meat was fantastic. It was so good, cooked low and slow, 18 hours for the actual meat itself. Trust me, the portions are hearty, so don't go thinking, I don't really want to eat. You will. You really will, so go and check them out. So the compound is on, as we said, opposite, you write notes.
Yeah, I want to say something.
161 Bexhill Road, exactly. So it's Wave Arts, and it's a brilliant venue. So for parties, meetings, workshops, any of those things in this big... So we've already got ideas about what could be run there and what we'd like to see there. And they've got people upstairs with these offices, and they're all creative.
They've got a play bus on later this month.
They have.
We'll do that another time.
So they've got the dance and sing. So coming up. Oh yeah. So also Simon's behind Lego, adult Lego.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Wednesdays. The second Wednesday of every month is adult Lego. For
Oh, there.
£5, go over there.
Nice.
Play with the Lego for a couple of hours. Very meditative, really, and it gave me so much pleasure. So a bit of a funny. Carol ordered. She said, "I'll have a beef biscuit." And I said, "You mean beef brisket?" She went, "I do."
I
so
love
we
a
now
beef
have,
biscuit.
So we're going to have a beef biscuit now.
Oh,
so this made me
really
proper
nice.
laugh out loud. But they're very passionate about people enjoying the community playground, and they're incredibly generous, and they've got loads going on there. Don't just walk past it. Go in, take your kids in. It's amazing. So they've got the dance and paint your favourite 80s, 90s or noughties tunes coming up. Collaborating with Freedom Dance, so they bring you mindful motion 3-hour sessions. Let loose and dance your favourite hits, but they're adding a twist. You can paint something, so they're going to put up lots of areas where you can go and paint.
So you kind of move with it and...
You can,
Do
or
you?
you can paint a person.
Ah.
No, I mean
Who is
literally
dancing?
paint.
Oh,
So if
body
you
paint.
fancy, yes, if you fancy being
Ooh.
painted, that's fine.
Okay.
So, which sounds brilliant. Take your own alcohol, which you can actually do on Fridays when you go to the Drip and Pig. Go and take your own alcohol. Marvellous. So that was Friday.
I was wondering whether or not Mike Willis has been down there as your co-host of a few weeks back. He did mention that he loves a barbecue. And I just wondered if he's gone and checked that out yet.
Mike Willis needs to go because I reckon he'd love it because
He's
and
a
he
barbecue
could sit
man.
there with his lovely twang.
Yeah.
Maybe take the guitar mic. Yeah, not
Yeah.
guitar mic, a guitar mic.
So, and Mike.
And Mike,
And Mike.
yeah, go and check it
Twice.
out. Actually, we should have a joint doodah down there.
Yeah, joint
a
doodah
jolly.
sounds good.
Yeah, because of food.
Definitely, yeah.
A lovely venue. What you got, girlfriend?
What have I got? So on Friday I went along to Cumbia Kitchen, just down the road here on the seafront
Oh
in
yeah.
St Leonards, and it's got a lovely hammock outside currently that you can sit in, and it's gorgeous on a sunny day. It's also a good place just to pop in. Usually it's Thursdays through till Sundays that they're open.
Opposite the Azure.
Opposite the Azure,
Literally
yeah.
opposite
yeah,
the Azure, where
that's
the
right.
post box is, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
a little way up.
And I discovered that our dear friend Claudine Eccleston and the Playing the Race Card crew have put an installation of the Black Flower Cellar in there, because that is the spot where the Black Flower Cellar sold her wares.
Oh really?
And so there's a little story about her in there, and you can sit next to her, take a picture. And it was just so lovely to, I didn't realise, I was thinking where along Marina is that, and the columns are so distinctive and the image is so great, and we are going to hopefully get Claudine in to maybe tell us a bit more, because again it's I think it's a story you have to hear from her. She's done so much deep research into it, but it's just wonderful to sit down in such a gorgeous place as well. The hosts there, the people who run it, are really lovely, and yeah, it's I've been down there a few times. The food's delicious as well. It's all just really
South
fresh,
American,
South
isn't it?
American, and yeah, just fantastic. So do go along, and the coffee's good too. We're a bit of a coffee crew here. They do good coffee, and it's important.
Yeah.
Good coffee's important.
Coffee. I don't drink coffee. It's too stimulating for me.
Yeah.
But you all drink coffee, and you're really aficionados. In
There are some
coffee.
places that I'll go because I love the place, but I can't really. I might have a coffee, but
but it won't be the same.
kind of upsets me if it's not You know, I'm a bit of a coffee snob, but not to the point where I know
Snob.
about...
She did say snob.
Snob,
You
but-
did. She tried to get
I did,
past that.
yeah, it's okay, I'm owning it. However, you know, it's not a deep dive, like, I don't know, Rack, maybe you have this, and maybe Jamie as well, but in terms of like...
everywhere.
Yeah.
I just realised my coffee benchmark is Casa.
It's Casa, alright.
I will say that's a good one.
Oh.
It doesn't blow my mind. But you can't have 3.
No.
I've never
Just
had
about
coffee
maybe have
from...
2.
Oh no.
I've not had coffee from Casa. I've had their mint tea, like, you know, fresh mint tea. That's what I always have there. But yeah, okay, I should try the Casa coffee. Yeah, but I'm not one that knows yet about...
Can I be there when you try it?
Yes, let's do it. Let's all go for coffee.
Yeah, we'll go for
coffee. All right then, let's do a little coffee spot. We could even record it and put it on our YouTube channel, which is, by the way, www.youtube.com/@OurTownHasPlenty. Thank you.
Plus Spotify.
Without the thank
plus
you.
Apple.
Yes.
We're on them all now.
We're on them all. We're on all the fruits.
We're on all the fruits.
We're everywhere. But some people know about the pour over stuff, and I did train like very briefly. I worked in a pub and trained as a barista, and that was a really fun day of inhaling coffee. Basically, went down to the place where it was roasting and listened to. Some people could tell the barista men who were doing the, I don't know what you call the guys that cook it and stuff.
Roasters.
The roasters, yeah. They could tell by the sound of the beans whether or not they were good coming through the machine. I was like, that's intense. That's great. But yeah, it was a shaky day. I was pretty shaky after.
You've got to know your Java, as Brad Gross used to say.
Oh, know your Java.
Know your Java.
They had the Java van, didn't they?
They did, the Java
yeah,
bus. They
Java
did.
bus, yeah. So, wonderful times. And I sat down with my friend Axel Forrester, who is a local writer.
Axel F.
Axel F, yeah.
I know that 80s reference.
Axel, yeah. And we spoke about... I can't. I have to finish that.
This is sad, isn't it?
No.
Let's not.
It's
Oh,
just not.
I know that crazy frog as well.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
God, let's not go there because I can't really remember the tune, thankfully.
Okay,
And it's going to stick in my head.
Yeah, let's not.
Don't, I'll kill you.
Now I've got the hamster one. Anyway, so Axel we spoke about an initiative that she's kind of putting together of queer quilting, which is something that's brewing at the moment. We're thinking about it, and she's been in touch with the lovely Ness at...
Oh yeah, Ness Newman.
So I'm not sure where we're at with it, but it was just a wonderful thing to, kind of explore. And she's writing about Virginia Woolf right now, and so we just had a really great, wide-ranging, writerly conversation there in Cumbia Kitchen. So that was one of the little moments of joy for me last week.
Nice.
I mean, I can tell you about an event that's happening next, if you like.
You can.
Or, yes,
Go for
okay.
it.
So I've got Ed Boxall is doing, he's popping up at the Hastings Arts Forum on the 1st of June at 2 p.m. Welcome to all. Ed is an illustrator, wonderful guitarist, storyteller.
He does everything.
And he writes lots of books, children's books, but he is somebody who's there for everybody to enjoy his work and his skill. And he's run some great open mic nights in the past as well. So this is Flying Submarines and Dragon Boats, which just from the very title sounds absolutely thrilling. And I'm pretty sure Tim Hoyt mentioned Ed in his interview
Everybody
last week.
mentions Ed.
Everybody, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And he has got...
He's in my book now.
Oh, good.
That's it.
Yeah, we should get him in, definitely. And he has also, as part of... Actually, I'm not sure which organisation it's through, but he's got he's done a mural-y thing up on the West Hill, just in front of the West Hill playground, which is fairly recent. So that's his work. I'll find an image and we'll sling it up there. So yeah, just a little shout out for Ed, and do go down to the Hastings Arts Forum, which is Marine
On the 1st.
Court on the 1st of June. Yeah,
At what time?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Sounds like a date.
Aye, doesn't it? Yeah.
Definitely. Quick shout out for the birthday weekend was wonderfully chaotic, which is always how we do things. Popped down the seafront on my birthday and in a jumpsuit which was outrageously
It was
yellow.
popping, yeah.
It was popping. It was popping so much that all the flies decided they were going to sit on me. So I looked like I was wearing a polka dot outfit, which was bright yellow, and everyone kept saying, Patsy, you're drawing flies. I said, yes, for all the right reasons, because they think I'm a flower, no other connotation.
Absolutely.
And so we all got together, and it was beautiful. It was together with fRock. So all the women were down there on their finery. You will see some pictures that will just flash up here. So the dandies came out that day. Yes, Claudine, yes, you are a dandy.
Yes.
No doubt. The ball gowns were many. The colours were breathtaking. Every hue was on view. It was just lovely. Very glamorous. People made entrances down steps or sashaying across the prom. It was just so good. Parasols, canes, kimonos and fans, you name it, it was all there. The stories were beautiful when they told their stories about why they bought the clothes they bought, and they were very heartfelt and sincere and passionate. It was just really good. So they were celebrating fRock Up Friday and Made in May, and their next big event, don't miss it, is going to be in September. The town will be awash with colour.
It's their festival.
So
isn't it?
it's the ball.
Ball.
So, but they've got other things coming along. So we'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
So watch out for the frockers and join the frockers. Worth it. Don't save your dressing up clothes for special.
Oh,
Just
no.
wear them. Pop them in Lidl. In fact, my friend Adrienne was in Lidl the other day. Oh, she's so stylish. She looked like she'd come out in a Sunday best. She was meeting her girlfriends,
Nice.
and she was decked head to toe in cream and leather. No, not leather, Patsy. Leopard print.
Oh,
she
sweet.
was cream and leather. That would be underline at all. But she was so. And I went. And a hat and everything. I went, oh my darling, you look amazing. She just said, yeah, so do you. I said, no, you top this bill. So it was Wednesday actually, because we both kind of met in this kind of colour fusion. But it was, yeah.
It's good to tell people, isn't it? It's lovely when you get a compliment like that and you're not expecting it and you're just walking along the street or somewhere. Although I did make someone leap out of their skin. I was walking along underneath the pier and I got to the other side and this woman, I think she'd just been for a swim, but she was wearing this amazing fur coat, white fur coat, big broad brimmed hat, strolling along, and I was like, you look great. And she went, sorry. You look amazing.
Yeah.
She was like, thank you. Just staggered away.
I tend to do hand movements at the same time. If I see someone, I just go, oh.
Yeah, I think I should have done a bit more of a run up.
You do. You have to do
like,
it. Otherwise, you can frighten people.
yeah. You've got to watch out for that when complimenting someone.
Yes.
Just
I
be
know.
careful.
Yeah. Be careful. Health and safety. Always think about a risk assessment if you're going to give.
Oh my
God. But that's what came out on the Together We fRock, because as a town we're very good at giving compliments to each other, and we do it a lot. There's
saying
people do it.
hello.
Yeah. We just all chat. We just stop and chat for
Lovely.
nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful.
Yeah.
What you
Next
got?
for me, I have a couple of things just to let people know about. So Glimpse is a new exhibition that is taking place via Whole Projects on the 30th of May, Friday. So that is this Friday, isn't it? Yeah. And or is it next?
No,
Next.
Friday week.
Friday week, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that means we have more time, which is unbelievable. So yes, 6:30 to 9:30 is the opening, and it's at 8 to 10 London Road. So that's another thing that it just popped up and I thought it sounded pretty exciting. Yeah, and I don't know much more about it than that, so I'm going to pass that to you.
No, that's cool. So Saturday carried on. So the weekend, we are reviewing this, by the way. So we moved slightly down. We had lunch with the kids, and it was really nice. It was really jolly at Goatledge, and then we moved down a little bit, and we. So Amanda Jobson, who's not Amanda Holden. Now I often say Amanda Holden, and Caf has said no, it's Jobson.
Yeah.
It's Jobson. It is. It's not the woman from Britain's Got Talent. It's the wonderful local who's very passionate about beach cleaning, taking action against sewage in the sea. And she was there with Colin on the paddle out at the weekend, which was really, really good as a protest, which I loved. So I met new people. So Trish and Sue, Stop the Sewage, they had wonderful placards because they're kayakers. That's great, isn't it? Kayaking?
Yeah.
Is this, or is it that? Oh, no, it's that, isn't it? Kayaking. That's
It's-
canoeing.
I think
It's the
canoeing
other
is
way around.
this. I think you could do either. I'm not.
Can you?
Don't know.
I
I
got
think kayaking's got one paddle and canoeing's it's got one paddle on it.
You're waving the camera all over the place.
That's quite funny.
That's what
So
it does.
canoeing's got two paddles on it, and you go one side with both hands, and
Oh, right.
kayaking's got one paddle on it. You go like that.
And you it's great for the waist. She says getting completely off piste. But there was Trish and Sue, yeah, they're kayakers, so they were up there. They had a lovely story. So I met loads of people, so there'd be some photos up of these lovely people. Justina, of course.
Hey.
The Justina Kachansky show. It's one. This is what we should call it now. So from now on, it's going to be called the Justina Kachansky show. Her and the lovely Joe Hughes. They were down. They were beach cleaning. So with their marigolds, which yes, I can totally understand that.
Good call. Yeah.
And they were beach cleaning. They were lovely. Hi guys, it's always a pleasure. And she said, "You're stalking me now." I went, "Yes, this is true." And I met two new DFLs. They're not new to town, but they're new to me. And Lorna Dowling, who came over, and she's such a lovey, really colourful. She said, "Oh, we must know each other." I said, "We don't, but we do now." And we had a big old hug out. And she's a drama therapist, and they've been down here 3.5 years. And the lovely Will, who you'll see here, he works at the Royal Opera House. And he was wearing this fantastic costume that he bought from when they do the sell-offs of costumes from the Nabokov. And it was just lovely. Oh, they just look amazing with this fantastic hat. So we had a big old hug. And welcome to town to you both. All the new DFLs, you're very, very welcome because you bring a lovely light to us all. So, yes. So that was a little bit bonkers, really.
Sounds really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall I go on to the Henry
Keep going
Ward Hall?
on. Yeah.
Okay, so Saturday, so we'll get my birthday out of the way. So Saturday we had booked tickets for Birth, and we went to the Henry Ward Hall. Thank you, Mike Willis, for what you provided on Saturday. It was astonishing. I was all peopled out actually by that time. Because I can take people up to a certain, and it's not about people, it's my tolerance level. It's just knowing I have to go home or I'm going to cry.
Yeah,
I just need to
decompress
go,
a bit.
go and decompress. So when we showed back up, we went home, got changed, and I went, I don't even know if I want to go out. I'm so glad I did. Because it was a feast. It was a feast for every sense. So you know I'm like about food, this was music. And so they start with Sister Suzie, as we know, the lovely Suzie we've had on the show, and Jim Hammond. Jim Hammond played guitar and piano like an absolute natural. It was just so good. And Suzie came shimmering on in her fringe. She just literally shimmered across in this dark red fringe. But it was great. It was so good. She's such a good storyteller as well, Suzie, which I love. Delightfully entertaining. And because of the acoustics in Henry Ward Hall, it really lends to her voice, which soars upwards effortlessly. I hate her for that. But I do love you, darling, really. So, yeah, we got taken back in time on Saturday, really. The whole Saturday night thing was very much of a different time. So she sang Memphis Minnie, Lil Johnson songs, Elmore James songs, and so they were really, really good and very saucy. It was quite a saucy show, but it was wonderful. And her own song, Ain't No Lady, which is her album name, first album name. So it was really, really good. Don't go and see them. Go and see them. They're so much fun. And Jim, I'd never seen you before, but my word, you were fantastic. So they came off. We had a very short break. And then Martin Harley comes on. Martin Harley, I was not prepared for at all. He's Welsh, but he just blew us away, didn't he? And he has this a Weissenborn guitar, and he plays it on his lap, so it's called tabletop guitar slide, tabletop slide, and the glass thing, which I should look up what it's called, and they put it on, very, very funny. Another raconteur, so he had lots of storytelling on Saturday night, rocky, bluesy stuff, but he actually started playing this guitar like a sitar, and he said, so I went to India, and he started to pluck it like a sitar, and it was, and it was like, ooh, this is very skillful. But he just literally went across all continents with how he played. It was so much fun. He was a delightful guy. I loved him so much I went and bought three of his albums. So yeah, superb. He is going to come back, Mike Willis said, another one for the calendar.
Right.
So the headliner was Geron Blind Boy Paxton. Yes, he is sight impaired. He uses Braille. This guy, what I can't get over is the fact this guy's only 36 years old, and he does sound like he's singing from a different century altogether. Raised or influenced primarily by his grandma from Louisiana. So he grew up in California. Where is he? Inglewood, isn't it?
South Central.
South Central, yeah.
Los
So
Angeles, yeah.
Rat realised how old he was by the way he spoke. I couldn't believe how young he was by the way he played.
Yeah.
So he's the guy. Last week we talked about the clawhammer banjo, and I did a deep dive on the banjo, and spent all day looking at different banjo players. Well, to hear him, he plays banjo, fiddle, piano. I thought Fats Waller had walked in the room. And if you like any barrel house piano or Scott Joplin, it was just so good. He plays a Cajun accordion. He didn't have that with him, but ukulele, guitar, and he plays the bones. And he played the bones, both bone ones and cedarwood ones, and he also has them in ebony. So he's like, oh God, he's so clever. He's mischievous, supremely talented, and you can hear his grandmother's 30s and 40s fascination with music come through this man in his mid-30s. It was just worthy. I mean, he's on the Smithsonian. He's on the Smithsonian label. What do they call it? The Smithsonian Folkways label, which is something that the Smithsonian don't take lightly. They only dedicate that to people who really earn that label, the Smithsonian Museum. So the actual label, they pick people up there. But it was heavenly. It was really being transported. Did have a bit of a weep, and what a and he's going to come back. So he did 10. He's been in. No, am I talking rubbish?
I don't know what you're saying.
I was just going to say, no, he's not been here 10 times. He's, no, Patsy, stop. Stop that this minute.
Maybe that's, you were saying that about the artist that you saw last weekend or the weekend before that had been here 10 times.
Yeah.
That we need to see next time.
I'm probably talking rubbish now.
No,
But he was so good, and we all were sitting on the edge of our seats because it was so enjoyable. But again, very funny, very mischievous, lots of interlinking of all the songs. And he played the harmonica. If you listen to how trains sound in different parts of America, they have a horn that has a wah-wah sound, and then some have a different sort of, a screechy noise, and he can play the harmonica in all the different types of American railways.
Wow.
It's just beautiful storytelling. He's so good at what he does. So I won't go on about that, but I've been playing him non-stop since I saw him and Martin, definitely. So go and feast your ears and your hearts. Yeah, we were sitting there with Ryan Savage, Doc Savage.
Oh yeah.
And he was completely on the edge of his seat. He was like, oh, I don't know what I've just seen. Lots of musicians in there. Oh, shout out for, who did I meet? New people. Chris and Billy from the Old Manor. East London, here we go. Oi, oi, very funny. Yeah, they were there because Billy is such a fan of John. So they will watch him. They'll go anywhere to watch him play.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, enough. It was so good.
Nah, there's no such thing as enough.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
There's plenty.
There's plenty. Yeah.
Well, I got accosted by Justina Kachansky and Joe in the queue at Goatledge because she was like, listen, I've met all of you other guys, I need to just say hi. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so we had a little photo, didn't we, together? Yeah. And then bumped into Jamie the next day, which was lovely. Was that the next day? I don't know, the days merged. That was the Sunday, yeah.
Nice.
And we discovered that we'd lived in the same area of London.
Yeah. We dragged from in the same pub. Like what?
Up on Brixton Hill.
The hand in hand. Incredible.
Which is, just, it's funny, these little coincidences, they happen fairly often here.
Yeah.
It's a bit like we were saying about, the 6 degrees of separation is much less here. It's 2.5 or 1 or 0.
Yeah.
There's going to be some way, somewhere that you've probably met before.
Yeah.
Or you've, been in the same places just at like slightly different times, and it just happens again and again here, so it's a really lovely thing. Yeah, and we also, as a team, met up, didn't we, on Monday night and had a little bit of dinner, thanks to Rack.
Nice.
For some lovely tacos, and just talked about how it's all been going with the podcast and where it's going and what's next and how we're feeling and how it's grown.
Exhausted.
Yeah. You were so tired, which is, from the weekend that you had, and it's it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a job, and one of the things that we did talk about was maybe being a bit more explicit around the coffee.com, which is basically a little bag of you can pour a bit of money in there, and it will help us to continue with the podcast. Because as much as we love it, we're all, freelancers, we're all doing our own grafting in the background, and we're putting our money and investing time into it, and we know that it's a good thing because we're getting such lovely feedback, and there's a whole load of name checks that we will do of all the people who've put in so far, because it's just been wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We've got super fans out there. We've got people who, stop Patsy in the street, stop Rack in the street, stop Jamie in the street. Now I've been accosted, so it's happening. Don't accost me. But it's nice to be, it's wonderful. And all of this is about bringing joy to the community, celebrating who's here, what they're doing, and also new discoveries and new people, and it's one of those things that's just going to grow and morph and change shape as we learn more. We're still learning how to do this, but you can pop on to ko-fi.com /Our Town Has Plenty.
Buy us a beer, buy us a coffee, buy us a cake.
A coffee, a cake. And it will make a difference, and you can sign up, kind of like a friends of, and give a little bit amount per month, and that will just help us to tick over. We're looking at other avenues. A quid, yeah, as much,
or 100.
Or 100, yeah.
But not a month.
We can have silent donors, but this is, unabashedly, I'm saying, if you want us to continue, we need money and we need funding. So that's what we're going to be asking for more. And if you don't ask, you don't get. So all of those wonderful buddies who've already benefited in some way, if someone said they've come to your event because they heard about it through the podcast, bung us some money. Thank you.
But so many people learn about it now. So we cover every platform, and now because I cover 30 different Facebook sites, lots and lots and lots of loves, and now even Jamie got the attention the other day. There were 2 women that were sitting there saying, he's someone, we know him, he's someone, he's that. Stop shaking.
Oh, sweetheart.
But because they realise that he's that guy that turns up on these thumbnails every week, and so it'd be lovely. Actually, we're a bit sort of, as creatives, we're kind of see us, don't see us, if you like. It's a weird sort of, love us, don't love us.
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
it is very, very time consuming, and because we love it, we have to go to the events, and all of this is an expense. So if shove us a beer, shove us a slice of cake.
Yeah.
But we don't want real beer or real cake. We just stick some money in, and then we can roll forward.
Yeah.
And it's because we're starting to come to the point with, okay, this is bigger than we thought it was going to be. And
as it most of the things that happen in this town do end up that way.
Exactly.
You do something, it's for a small group of friends, like Fuff, for instance. It's just 20 people, then suddenly it's like thousands.
It becomes a thing.
Same with a load of them, like HIP started that way. It was just something that started between friends, and then now it's Hastings Independent Press.
It is.
Same with Hastings.
And it's
Online
what
Times.
people expect to see. So you're going to expect to see us, and if we disappear, it'll be like, oh no, that was so good. I know. So just a pound, stick a pound in a week or something like that. What's that?
Yeah,
it's nothing.
It's nothing, and just give us more comments, more feedback.
Oh yeah,
and keep the chat going, because that's the other thing in this wonderful world that's run by interesting people.
Subscribe, always subscribe.
You need to keep flowing through the algorithms, and you need to, if you're thinking it, say it. Yeah. Like me complimenting that person, sorry if you know who you are. Yeah. But if you're thinking something or feeling something, nobody's going to know unless you say it. So please do tell us what you're thinking about what we're doing, and celebrate with us, because that's
this is
what
true.
it's
Jamie, you said there's a sweet spot. There's a followers, subscribers on YouTube. What is that? Is it 2,000?
Oh yeah. Once you reach a certain amount of
did you know
subscribers, then they roll some funding your way and help you push yourself to get more.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know exact figures.
Okay.
But there is I think it's it goes up by thousands. So
yeah.
You reach 1,000 subscribers and then it continues up.
That's great.
We'll keep pushing on.
Yeah, no, we will do it.
Yeah.
It's just that we, like all creative endeavours in this town. Oh, bless you, darling. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Hay fever season. Like all creative endeavours in the town, they do need support, and we know that the town has got a lot of money, so it'd be lovely to see some of it.
Yeah,
that was very blunt, wasn't it?
Well, I think you have to be blunt. And the other thing is that we do have through the Gmail, so it's ourtownhasplenty@gmail.com. You can just pay through PayPal. So you don't have to go to coffee.com and sign up, because I think there is a sign up thing there. Yeah. But what's lovely is that actually other artists have started to use coffee.com because they've seen us do it. And there's something about artists in this town owning the fact that as much as we complain, why aren't we being paid? Why isn't it? Well, then ask to be paid. So that's what we're doing.
I never thought I'd hear that from Caf, actually. Because Caf's like...
Yeah,
I won't say.
I've been dithering on all sorts of things, and we had a chat about that this week as well. And it's like, I'm stepping in now. So watch out.
Proper, absolutely,
stepping in.
So this is a lovely segue, and we don't plan this. It always works this way. I'm in a choir, and one of my lovely choir mistress. She's not choir mistress. She's what are we, choristers? No, that's not right. We're all choir members. Right opposite me is Adrienne Hunter, a lovely woman who hails from Edinburgh but came here many years ago, and she's a superb artist. You'll see some of her work just come up now. So she and her lovely partner Nick Snelling are exhibiting again. They're doing they're putting on the Quiet, Unquiet exhibition at the Electro Studios on Seaside Road. Now people say to me, "Where's Seaside Road?" So I have to tell you, it's go to the end of the seafront, go west to the end where the Jimmy Riddle memorial is at the end, the metal memorial, and there's that big patch of land that's got a children's playground on it where the beach huts coloured beach huts.
A lot of people know it as the old swimming pool.
I was just going to say, that's next on my list.
Sorry.
The old bathing pool. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Where the old bathing pool used to be. Yeah. And so if you come by road, you'd get down to Appleyards or Sussex Fruits or TK Maxx, and you just pull in and go around the corner. So Electro are on that block. So they're go visit. So they're coming up on June 6th, 6 till 9 is the opening. Then Saturday and Sunday, the 7th and 8th, they'll be open 12 till 5. Saturday, Sunday, the 14th and 15th of June, they're 12 till 5 again. So their work is as a couple of really, really clever artists. What I love about Nick particularly, so you'll see there's a picture of Adrienne, so she's taken that of the cliff. If you're down on the beach at West St Leonards near the Amsterdam, and you've got that lovely sheer big golden edifice, when the tide's low you can walk around it. Nick has got paintings from being in the sea, so you'll see that up here, and his exhibition is Float, and some of his paintings, oh my god, they're just so beautiful. They're lovely, lovely people. So go check them out. Really, really good. So I did a deep dive very quickly. I will go down here. So when I looked at what mediums Adrienne uses, she uses gesso. Do you know what gesso is? No. Okay. So gesso is gypsum. So it's the Italian word for the white mineral gypsum. Why am I going here? Because it's education. Yeah. And up the road we've got Breitling, which is where we've got British gypsum. So we mine our own. Nice. We've got the biggest mine here. I don't know why I'm telling you about this, but it was really interesting yesterday. So gesso is made from chalk or gypsum, and they use it on wood. So when you're painting on wood, so that it doesn't suck everything into the wood, you put it on, but you can get really good textures. So I'm wondering, is this how also, because it's her light is so good on Adrienne's paintings, and I'm just asking this question, is this how she gets such incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost surreal white on hers. They're just so they're almost not iridescent, but the way sunlight comes through when you see certain paintings. Yeah. But is that how she gets that, Adrienne? I've got to ask you in choir next time I see you. But they're very, very. It's very, very beautiful. Their work is very, very beautiful, and it's textured, and it's Go and check them out. Electro Studios, 6th of June and on beyond. So we'll leave the links.
I think that's wonderful to hear that we've got that resource right here as well in terms of the drawing art materials from the natural world.
I wonder if we use it locally for that. I know they use it for plasterboard and other such things, but it'd be interesting if we had our own local gesso.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll start a campaign. Yes, I know. Yeah, absolutely. Breitling gesso, they could make it.
You mentioned Jimmy Riddle. I did. And I had a chat with a very wonderful poet who I'd not hitherto met, but through Jude Montague, thanks Jude, got introduced to Oli Spleen, and we had a sit down with him and his partner Merlin Betts. Went to Dark Circles, another good coffee place. Yeah. We have mentioned you before, Dark Circles. And also their lovely friend Wolfgang was there, and it was one of those things where you think you're going to chat for
Wolfgang, Merlin and Ollie.
I know.
So here, isn't it?
It's just
sounds like a joke.
It was just, they were all so lovely, and it was. I thought we were going to be chatting for an hour. Nah, it was like 3 hours or something, and
quality.
Oh, it was really quality. So Ollie's going to come in for an interview. There are so many things to talk about around his work, his incredible performance and poetry making, and queer activities and what's the word? Activism, and yeah, it was just a wonderful, wide-ranging chat. But what I want to do is sort of, think about it, mull it over a bit more. But he was at a gig somewhere. He was doing an open mic, and Jimmy was in the crowd and like kind of bodily shook at one of the pieces that Oli was performing, and afterwards said, "I really want to learn how to do what you do." And so Oli mentored Jimmy. And there's a whole story there that I'll let him tell. Yeah. But it was just wonderful to. He said after we chatted, he was like, "That felt like therapy." I was like, "Great, I do get that sometimes when people talk to me about what they do, which is really nice, because I was just so involved in his story as he was telling it as well." So he's good friends with Selena Godden, who's another local poet here. And I was like, "You were the pin-up, weren't you, for Poet Town like 2 weeks ago or something?" He's like, "Yes, I was." And Selena's really involved with it as well. There is a YouTube channel which we'll link to that you can follow some of the interviews from Poet Town, and an anthology of poets who have been, who are living, who have passed, who have passed through the area, are all in this anthology, and it comes out in September. And there's a Patreon that you can support it, and it's just wonderful. Like I said, I'm stopping dithering, I'm jumping in. So as I call myself a poet, and I was like, "Where should we go? Where do you go for open mics?"
Go.
So I'm going to go. I also bumped into John Knowles, the not American, and
we've got two John Knowles in this town.
Yeah. And we had chats about poetry, and we've been sending each other a bit. So it's just really wonderful to have the space and that's being honoured as well through these activities and through these projects. So more to come on all of that.
We've got the poetry brothel women coming on.
Poetry brothel,
they're coming on to do their guests, aren't they? So
good. Excellent.
There's another poetry club last Sunday of every month. Punk poetry.
Yeah, poetry.
Absolutely. BUHQ.
It is.
In St Andrews.
It is.
So I've been to one, and it is something else.
Yeah.
It's just, they're all kind of different themes as well.
Yeah.
That's a radical poetry.
That's this weekend
great
as well. No, it's next weekend. Sorry.
No, we've got so many poets in this town. Poets, writers, you name it. It's creative on sea, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was just a really wonderful. And Ray Gange came in and out as I was there, but I didn't manage to say hi. So hey, Ray.
Did you gange with Ray?
I didn't, but I watched him gange along and got his coffee, and then he ganged off.
To gange. Ganging being a verb now.
So that was really lovely. And so some more things. Oh, butterflies.
Oh.
So we were talking.
Lepidaris.
Lepidaris.
Lepidoptery. It's not lop, it's lepidoptery. Thank you. Thank you.
There are many butterflies of Sussex.
Yeah.
And David E.P. Dennis will be talking about them on Saturday the 14th of June at Alexandra Park Greenhouse, 1:30 till 2:30. This is very exciting. Before living here, I was right next to Speckled Wood. Speckled Wood is named after a local butterfly, which is beautiful, and it's brown mainly with little yellow dots and white dots, and it will just be really lovely to have a deep dive on butterflies, which seem to sort of be in my mind a lot at the moment, this whole idea of transformation and growth and all of that. So it'll be fascinating to go to that, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. That sounds like a definite, doesn't it? 14th?
14th of June.
Okay, I need to put that in the diary.
And Alexandra Park Greenhouse is just such a lovely place to be, and they do these wonderful events, and just to sit in that space, surrounded by all these gorgeous plants, in this incredible...
The smell.
Yeah, the smell.
Greenhouse
the
smell.
wood as well, because they totally renovated it, and they've done such a fantastic job. So big up.
Yeah, big up. Yeah, very much. That's a radical act, isn't it?
It is
Rebuilding a Victorian greenhouse is fantastic.
Definitely. Yeah.
Good for them. Staying on a natural theme, I think possibly it's a bit of a reach, but it's not.
Go on.
Art in the Park. Go, Tara, Reddy, and the gang.
Yes.
You are rocking it. The bowler crab. See? Crabs. Bowler crabs. The Bowler Crab Theatre Company are coming back.
Yeah.
and they've got Shakespeare in the Park, which is
Sweet.
amazing. So they've got 12th night on. Now, it's not until the end of the month, but the tickets for this sell out very quickly. So I would advise you to get your tickets. We'll put a link for that here. So the Bowler Crab Company are up the road, not far away. Where are they? She says Three Oaks. That's right. So they're up the road there. They've been going since 2013, and they managed to acquire actors from the Royal Shakespeare Company, the BBC, Film, the Globe, National Theatre, ITV, Channel 4. So they have these fantastic artists that will come and do these plays. So yes, if you fancy a little bit of Shakespeare in the Park, definitely 12th night, it'll be so good. Take a picnic, I think is how it works.
Nice, yes.
So go Tara, thank you for everything
well
you
done,
do for Arts on Prescription and Art in the Park. She could do with actually coming in, couldn't she?
Yeah, she's keen to. We'll get
I'm
her
going
in.
to put her in my book.
Put her in the book.
Nice.
I like it. Someone gets put in the book every week.
Everyone gets put in the book, don't
More than
they?
one person every
Let's
week, I'd
put
say.
Tara.
Yeah.
Because she'd be great. Yeah, okay. What you got, girlfriend?
Well, I was thinking about... I've been reminiscing, you know, when you end up going through old photos and realising you should have printed them all. So I've got that for my whole of my son's early life and now, actually. I don't think printed very much at all. And one of the jobs that I did when I arrived here, had a baby, and was like, what do I do now? And my friend Michelle was like, well, I'm working on Hastings Independent Press. Why don't you do some writing for us? You're a writer, aren't you? I was like, okay. And came up with this idea of shed heads, which was basically people who do cool stuff in their sheds. Turns out there are quite a few in Hastings and St Leonards, and I'm sure there are even more now, but the first person that I interviewed for Shed Heads was Linda King.
She's famous.
Yes, and it's funny because I was just thinking about her and I was like, ooh, and then turn the corner in St Leonards, bump into her. She's carrying this long painting that she's done that's getting photographed for The Last Hurrah, which is a exhibition of 100 paintings that she's put together with a secret auction, and that's the 14th to 20th of June at 538 Old London Road, 2 till 7.
She has a great garden, by
Honestly,
the way.
she's also a wonderful gardener, and just a really fascinating person, so another person to bring in to talk to, I think. But yeah, I'll pop the picture of basically me and Arlo, new mum and Arlo, in the little shed in her garden, which is kind of like a storage space. It's got a stuffed horse in there and loads of costumes.
I was going to say her costumes. You can't miss Linda because she's beautifully tattooed, and she will always wear the most just fascinating headdresses.
Yes, yeah.
She loves a headpiece. It doesn't matter what it is. They're always. She is a proper dressy-uppy person.
She really is. Yeah, definitely.
She goes all out.
Yeah.
And she's such a nice woman. She's a really solid person.
Really lovely. Yeah. She's lent me bits of props and stuff before, like when it was my dad's 70th, and I just needed something. She had. She was like, okay, from the space that you've described, low tables, put something on all the tables, little candle, bosh, done. And it was just so helpful to have that thinking. So, nice one, Linda. Keep it going, if you will. And, do check out her work when it comes by, because, she's a good person. And basically, thank you to Michelle and to Hip for getting me into actually getting my work out there and getting me out there. No more dithering. Yeah, talking to people, getting out there was actually exactly what I needed with a 5-month-old. So
absolutely. Yeah. And this is you can do that again now, can't you?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no more dithering, Kath, because she's very talented, super talented woman. So we could go along to one of her gigs, which would be nice.
Yeah,
we could cover it.
Might be happening soonish, sometime.
Absolutely. Do it. Oh no, it's a difficult one. Creative people do get stuck in. I coach them quite often when they get stuck in I don't know how to move forward.
Yeah.
My work's not good enough. Oh no, it really is. It's so good. Just crack on.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see it, as you said. Let's cry about it, and it's talk about it.
Yeah.
Do it. So, Mark Manners. We've talked about Mark Manners in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mark Manners of the Good Manners Marm, the famous marmalade, which is now being picked up by retail outlets in the town.
Yes,
he's out there. So Mark is on the committee of the Hastings, our Conquest Hospital.
Oh.
There goes the car alarm, just to let you know that we're all local. So Mark is on the committee of the Hastings Conquest Hospital Radio, and he said, we spoke, and he said, so I'm planning a benefit gig because we're 50 years old.
Wow.
I think 50 years. Is it longer than that? No, I think it's 50 years because he used some expletives which I couldn't use on here. So he's but I need to get the actual time, the actual age of it. But it's continually been running for 50 years. The Hastings. I didn't know the Conquest was that old, but there we are. Anyway, so he is looking for. So this is a shout out, proper shout out, please. So we've got a plea going out. Who is free as an artist to either for the 12th of July for the Jenny Lind gig, the 19th of July he's going to be doing gigs. He's got both Barnaby's and Nur on Robertson Street. He's planning a 3 p.m. onwards event, so like a street party vibe between two venues. So an August bank holiday Saturday, which is the 23rd. Who is free for 12th of July, 19th of July, from 3 p.m. onwards? Can you come and do a slot? Now, because it's a benefit gig, so they're trying to raise as much money as they can for the hospital radio. And it's a very, very good cause. When you're in hospital, especially if you're in there for any length of time, the hospital radio is great. They've got really good DJs on and presenters on. He's one of them. He's got a Saturday afternoon slot, Mark. And so I'm going to rattle off some names now. So we've got Suzie, Sister Suzie, haven't we? Mike Willis, we've got Mike Hatchard, we've got Blair, we've got Toby Borelli, King Size Slim, we've got Sarah Jane Morris, we've got Leanne Carroll, we've got Rufus Stone, Glenn Vaness. Who do you know, my darling? Oh, talking of that, slight segue to the left, right, whichever. We're going to be covering Glenn Vaness's Glastonbury Festival.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing an outside broadcast. We're going to be doing Glastonbury like Joe Wiley does, up on the hill.
Yeah.
We're going to be covering Glenn Vaness's, and he said, I can't wait, I'm so excited about that. So we're going to cover it. We're going to cover it as an extra. So we're going to be there. But Glenn, yeah, so thank you, Glenn, because it's going to be hilarious interviewing people on and off as they go on and go off.
Yeah.
It's going to be really funny. So we're going to be walking around with our microphones. Please, we're not professional people, but we're going to do the best we can. But I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. So Mark's looking for people who can do this, anybody who would love to come on, who could do a couple of numbers and then disappear. It would be so good. He's also looking for a sound system for the street, preferably one for Nur, the restaurant. A social media person who wants to promote this for him, who's got some time that they can spare to do this. Graphic designer to make flyers, who could do that for him. A
Rack.
Is that real?
Yeah. Nice
Oh,
one, Rack. Yeah.
So, okay.
Got our first
So
volunteer.
we got our first volunteer.
Yeah.
So Rakesh has already said now that he will do the flyers, Mark.
Nice one.
So he's a good graphic designer, very good graphic designer. So you've got your graphic designer. Great. So you need a social media person, a photographer, or someone who wants to cover the benefit gig with a camera who will walk through, take really good photos, and then they can be generated again. Because the hospital radio is heartfelt. Is a heartfelt service, and it's all volunteers. So let's come on, Hastings. We've got we've got some great talent.
Yeah.
So anyone I've mentioned, anyone who I haven't mentioned.
And those that you said we've got, is that we've got them in the town or they're signed up?
They're in the town. So Sister Suzie has shown an interest, Mike Willis has shown an interest.
Okay,
the
cool.
rest I've said, Mike Hatchard, Blair, Toby Britt. I'm just throwing some names out there really.
Yeah.
Longshore Drifters, anybody who would love to come and do a couple of, it's a bit, if you treated it a bit like the, what do we watch at the beginning of Unplugged, Saturday Unplugged, that you could just come along and do this for the hospital radio.
Sweet.
We would love you forever. So Mark, oh yes, who else did he want? He wanted Hot Wax and Message from the Ravens. I think the girls will be busy, but you don't know. We're going to throw it out there. Rachel Spinetti, what about your daughter? So let's see how people are fixed. So take that to heart if you would. I'd be very grateful if you could.
Lovely. Do you know, I was thinking there's a little bit of a thing that we didn't play out, which we meant to on one of the old podcasts, and that was Mudworks' jingle. So I was just wondering if we could throw it in.
Learn about clay and all of its quirks. Let's get muddy at the Mudworks. Themudworks.co.uk. Terms and conditions apply. Support your local pot dealer.
Into this one.
I do have it.
Yeah,
I do have
I'll
it.
find it and send it over. But yeah, it's been in the back of my mind for a while to get.
Because we need a jingle. Oh, jingle makers.
Yeah.
Let's have a jingle maker. We could have a jingle. Because now we've got a lovely new logo, which will go up now. We've got this lovely new logo, which is going to go on our merch.
Thank you, Rack.
Thank you, Rack. Yeah, brilliant. We've got coasters coming, mugs. We can have T-shirts, a cap for Rack, a cap for
A cap
Caf.
for me.
A cap for Caf, because Caf loves to don a baseball
I do like
cap.
a cap, yeah.
She does like a cap. So, which and badges, which I will make, of course. But yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, definitely. Where were we going with that?
Where? I don't know.
Oh.
Just the jingle. I was
the
just
jingle.
Remembering.
Yeah, the jingle.
Like, just a few loose ends, you know. We've got just some other things from our past podcasts that I was just kind of thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got another shout out. I've got lots of shout outs this week actually. Chris Broughton, photo above. He's always a badger, or almost always a badger at Jack in the Green. He's lovely, lovely man. Who is always dressing up. Voodoo Fest. You can always see him dressed up as something wonderful. He's currently helping with getting as much feedback back for Jack in the Green.
Oh, yes.
Jack in the Green is funded again by the Arts Council, so that as much feedback as you can get for the Arts Council, they love it. You know this, don't you, from professionally. So I'm going to put a link up here. Can you spend 5 minutes and fill out the feedback about what you went to? So how much fun did you have? They're going to be asking. What do you love about Jack in the Green? How vital is it for the town to have it in the town? How much money does it bring in? These are really important things. So us as a provision to support all these is really important. How many events did you go to in the Jack in the Green Festival? Because there were many. There were Kayleys and plays and musical events. There were loads. So they do rely heavily on what people say. They've got 500 back. Now, there were thousands of people at that event.
Yeah.
Thousands. So we need some more feedback, please. It'd be really, really helpful. So the funding is hard won, and it needs to continue.
Yeah.
So anybody who's got 5 minutes, let's continue to support Jack in the Green for many years to come. And thank you, Chris, for pushing this out on the Book of Face.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've got another Alexandra Park greenhouse shout, which is drawing meditation. So it's about meditation more than it is about drawing, but it just sounds like such a lovely thing to do, again, in that space. It's a 4-week course starting 17th of June. It's called Drawing Life, and 10:30 till 12:30. So just another one that I just wanted to squeeze in.
Yeah, no, good one. I will squeeze these women in because they're very, very dear to us, aren't they? Oak Bakery on London Road. Now, I've wanted to shout these women out for a long time. So you've got Andrew and Taz, who are the owners of Oak Bakery, but Oak Bakery is part of our. It's a bit of a legendary place, and I want to shout out the women So because they work so hard, so when we popped in on Saturday, it was Sue, Lisa and Summer. Hello women, photo above. But you've got Danielle, Mal, Jess, Zoe and Maddie also work there. So it's the best sourdough in town, I think. Because it's the most cost effective. So if you want sourdough and you haven't got an enormous amount of money, go in there and eat theirs. But it's delicious. The bread is used in so many different places. You won't believe who they provide bread to. I can't tell you because it's a bit of a secret. But a lot of the sourdough that you eat is from there.
Yeah.
They provide a lot for the town. Some other people sell it as well. So it's really funny. They sell sourdough bread and it's their bread. So wonderful, wonderful. So if you go down London Road and you've just had a kebab after about 10 o'clock at night, you can usually smell, because the window's open, and you can usually smell the bakery's already up and running. But what's so funny about it, I always find, is the queue. So we were queuing in lockdown and it was like, oh, queue's long. The queue has always been long because you queue because it's good, and you queue because
it's a good sign. Yeah.
Their pasties are fantastic, and you queue because their donuts and their cruffins are second to none, and you queue because all the painters and the decorators and the builders and the workmen all go there. It doesn't matter where they're working.
Yeah.
They all pitch up there. So shout out to you, wonderful, wonderful women, always behind the counter. But also Andrew and Taz for bringing the business. It's a goodie. It's an oldie but a goodie.
Absolutely.
We love you. Recognise our local people.
Yep. Yeah, I've had a good soup from there as well, like hearty soup in the winter time.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, really, really good.
Really good.
I'm going to say I'm out now because
out?
I'm wrapping. We're not wrapping, but
I've got one more.
I've
One more because about any minute now the door's going to go.
Exactly,
But I must put this on. So
sure.
if it does
and then
go.
also Jamie, I don't know if you got.
Oh yeah,
bits.
Jamie's got stuff as well.
Sorry, if the door goes
because it's
on.
half term, I want to remind some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall I just do this quickly?
Go for it.
Is that all right? So Hitleria Pizzeria. Now you think, what is that? That is John Knowles. So John Knowles, our local playwright, Liverpudlian of birth. Oh, there we go. So that will be Jonathan, who's going into the green room. Bring him straight food, darling. John Knowles, who recently, those who have been to see his work will know the America Ground. So the America Ground he wrote and Bob Tippler did the music for. But it's fantastic. So this is Hitleria Pizzeria. So it's going to Romania, but they need to be able to cover their costs to go to Romania. So they're putting on a couple of gigs, a couple of nights at the Horse and Groom in Mercatoria. So the Friday the 30th and Saturday the 31st, they've got tickets for £5, which will be straightforward tickets, £7.50, which will support the cause. Come through. Here's the lovely Jonathan Swain. Hello. He's going to our green room, which is just the chair by the window, because we're wonderfully kitted out, aren't we? Welcome, Jonathan. Welcome. So the ticket price is £5 just to cover the cost of the Horse and Groom, but £7.50 will support their expenses. £10 will really help them out. So if you can go and pay the £7.50 or the £10, please. I really urge you if you can. So you've got Sidney Keane, who's my Meisner buddy. He's lovely, cool. Wonderful actor. Love you, Sid. Love you so much. Patrick Keeley, who was featured, you've been to his work, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
At the Stables, and Hastings Rocks Film Festival, he was in that. And Sophie Waghorn, who is everybody's talking about Sophie Waghorn, so she is going to be the revolutionary. So it's to say it's an absurdist play about conflict set in Eastern Europe, featuring a Hitler moustache, but we're not joking. That's actually a thing. So in Serbia, they have bars where people wear Hitler moustaches and Hitler wigs, and they're actually a thing. That is actually a thing. So this came out of one of John's trips over to Eastern Europe and seeing this, and then coming back and writing a play. So so Sophie will be playing the oligarch, the revolutionary, and then becomes an oligarch. So it's a fascinating piece of material to go and watch. John's work is chef's kiss, and the Doom, as we call it affectionately, the horse and groom out the back, they think it can seat around 60. So we people get in, go visit, go see it. It'll be really, really good. So Fetch Theatre. Good on you, John. Fetch Theatre, fantastic. Oh yeah, here I go. Sorry. So to finish that off, Alex, Demir and Borco are the to them this Hitleria Pizzeria is a refuge for them, and it helps them with all the chaos that surrounds them as where they are. So I think I've done that actually. I think we're good. So go and support them. Fetch Theatre. Go and don't wear a Hitler moustache or wig, or maybe do just to be in. Maybe do it inside, but it's a great play. So he's really good, John. So he's got a new one coming up, which I'm very excited about. But he's done the 12th Night trilogy. He's done the Marie Celeste and the Beast of the Bowery, and he's got Oh Brave New World. Which you and I will go and see because it's got a very feminist woke approach. Which we're up for that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thank you, John, for Fetch Theatre. Thank you for putting on these events, and let's send them to Romania without having to get out of pocket. Let's support them on their financial venture.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that sounds really, really good. Yeah.
We've got lots this week, haven't we?
Yeah, there's been a lot.
There's
always lots.
There's
always plenty.
You know why?
Go on.
Because our town has plenty.
It does, eh? Let's cheers to that.
So we'll cheers. So everybody, it's been an absolute pleasure to give you.
My bit then, no.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. I do this every week. Jamie, come in.
My back's gone from holding the camera. Hello, all.
Sorry, Jamie.
I like my little cameo spot. Right, here we go. It's a very quick reminder because it is half term and it's always so hard to what you do with your kids at half term. And this weekend and this week has got loads. So a very quick one. We've got, first of all, it's the Curious Village Fete is on the bank holiday Monday. Now that's so much fun. So many different things going on. It's at the St Leonards Church where the market is, and they've got this fruit and veg therapy thing that goes on. Don't ask. And there's obviously the dog show, and you were talking about it the other day, weren't you, where kids do flower arranging.
They do.
It's just a different but very fun village fete.
Fantastic.
Then on the Saturday before that, should have gone the wrong way round. There is, again, it's curious. The Speckled Wood, they have this Wonder Walk, which is it's presented by Zoe Kennedy and Desmond O'Connor, not the Des O'Connor, Desmond O'Connor, and they're fabulous. They're like storytellers and musicians, and they take these children and adults around the Speckled Wood, which has been decorated. I'll go to that in a minute, and just create this imaginary story, and the kids get involved about what's going to happen next. And I went to it last year with Dottie in it, and it was absolutely superb. But when you're in the Speckled Wood, the acclaimed artists Peter Quinnell, Martin Brookman and Mark Davis have lots of their pieces of artwork darted around, which you need to look out for. And you kind of spot, all of a sudden you spot this stag, and you spot this
Peter's great with collage, isn't he? He's really famous for his collage.
It's fantastic. There's fairies, you look out for fairies. There's these decorated wishing bridges. But that's open from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday at Speckled Wood. Then going to slightly adult. Remember my interview with my good old pals Gary and Ian, or DJ Soul Provider? That's this weekend from Friday the 23rd over till the headliner Omar on the 25th. And that is Let's Get It Together. They're darted all over the place. You need to get a wristband and just go to it all. It's brilliant. And on the other side of the fence, we've got a Curious Cabaret on Friday night, which actually will be before Let's Get It Together. So you could do both if you're really going for it.
Oh, cool.
Right? Because Let's Get It Together's opening on Friday is like 9 till 1 a.m. at the Crypt, I think.
Sure.
Whereas Curious is at the Curious Cabaret is at the St Leonards Church again, and it's 7:30 till 10:30. And that is, again, I went last year, and bizarrely the compares for Curious Cabaret are the same as Zoe Kennedy and Des O'Connor, but they're in different characters, right? And Zoe Kennedy has this amazing, has this puppet, and so this woman is the presenter, not Zoe herself, and that's just so much fun in its own right. You've got to see that. And then on the Sunday at the same place, the service at St Leonards Church is Heather Duster's alternative Sunday service. Again, lots of fun. This is 3:30 to 6 o'clock. This is something I went to last year. It's so much fun. Dancing, twerking.
That's right.
Everything goes on there. Lots of laughter and music and dancing. I can't recommend that enough. So that's just so much going on this weekend.
So much for our quiet weekend.
Oh, I know. We're trying to stay.
happen.
Our town has so much plentiness that's loads of it. So anyway, I think I'm done. I did want to do a shout out for something else, but I'm going to save that one for next week.
Really?
Shall I? Well, okay. So at the church market this week was a strange one because there was an orb gig at night time, and we had to then pack down the stage and get in the market stalls in time. So I'm going to put something up here which is 12 hours apart. You've got midnight at the church with the orb, and then you've got midday at the church with the market. And it killed me.
But it was flawless because the market looks amazing.
It was a very good market in the next day. I was amazed that they actually took down the stage and it's very hard work.
He's pretty superb actually
very
when it
hard
comes
work.
to things like this.
And but what there was a new stall there by a man called Harvey Bear, who's a friend of mine. We might know him. He's of our parish, as you say. He's got a few bars around, and he's very talented in the world of woodwork. So he's got a new thing called Reclaimed Studio. So all the trees in what's the woods in Powder Mills in Battle, all the trees that come down, he then goes along, buys the wood, and then shapes them beautifully into these incredible looking platters that it's like a posh chopping board. You don't really want to chop on it. You want to serve meats and cheeses, and it's wonderful.
Charcuterie.
Good word.
Yeah, good word.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
We'll have to look that
It's
one
so
up.
bougie, isn't it? Charcuterie. It's a great word.
So there's a shout out for Harvey. At the moment, you can just find him at the church markets on Saturdays and Sundays. I think he's working on a website, but we'll keep an eye on that one. But that's a really nice thing. And that's me. Battled it out. How long did I take? About 10 minutes. That was lovely. That's our best one. Thank you very much. Our longest one. I'll cheers with the compound mug.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Our town has plenty.
Our town.
Woo-hoo.
Cheers. Oh, thanks.